everybody. I'm Deaunte Damper, and welcome to Clean Greens Living. We are here. It is Tuesday, 12:30, and I am your guest host, Breon, and the rest of the folks at Clean Greens is getting ready for the Harvest Fest. The Harvest Fest starts in November. We'll have more details as it goes. And as we're waiting for our guests, I need you to first just like, share, subscribe to Rainier Avenue Radio and all the things that they have going on. I'm super just proud of the work that Clean Greens has been doing over the past couple of years. And as I'm walking over here, y'all, my computer's going dead. But I do have some exciting news to share with y'all today. We have to just give out a huge congratulations to our guy Chris. Okay, Chris is starting his own show, Rainier Avenue Radio, and it starts this Thursday. Okay, and I'm so excited for it. Okay, it is called Seattle. Seattle. It's under the new name. It's Sip. Is it called Sippy? Seattle Sippy. Seattle Sippy. And that's Thursday at 5:30. I'm so excited for him to be able to embark on this journey. Watching him come in, we call him Timu Deaunte, but that ain't even true. Chris got his own thing going on, and I couldn't be more than proud of the work that he's doing, and can't wait for him to start his own because his first guest is amazing. That's what I will say. His first guest is amazing. So make sure y'all tune in at 5:30 and check your listings. As we wait for our next guest, I do also want to let y'all know that there is a double header high school football game this Friday. Okay, that is O'Day in Garfield. This is a really big game. This starts at 5 o'clock, and then we got our folks over there at Eastside Catholic and Roosevelt that'll also be at Memorial Stadium. That'll be at 7:45. To make sure that you check that out. Super excited about those games. I'm still calling ESPN Espen, but God is working with me, okay? So while we're embarking on that and we are waiting for our next guest, I did want to let y'all know about the wonderful things that are going out here in community this week. This Saturday, we have the Bill 206 11-year celebration that actually starts this weekend. Brothers United in Leadership Development, that starts at 7 p.m. at the Royal Esquire. We love these brothers. We are so proud of these brothers and the work that they do. As you can see, they're all there. That got started by the wonderful Andre Franklin and Isaiah Anderson Jr., as well as Kendrick Glover and a host of others. But I'm super excited about this event. We're talking about 11 years of service, 11 years of empowering and uplifting Black men in our community. Who cannot be more proud of that? I'm so honored to be sitting with these brothers. For more information, please go to build206.com. And I mean, there's so many things that I could be able to discuss with y'all, but the main thing is empowerment. We are currently waiting on our next guest, but I'm going to be sending y'all some more information on some great things that are happening out here in community. The Build event is one of them. So the other thing that we do have going on is we also have the show by Miles, Bert, and Vicky. That's also coming up. I think that's the Talong event. And I also, yep, there we go. Yes, and that's coming on. That's with Vicky, Norbit, and Miles. That's actually coming up next. And so happy to be sharing the space with them, prioritizing. What I love so much about Rainier Avenue Radio is that we prioritize all community members here in this space. And I'm also just excited because, if you are not familiar, I actually started off with my very first show here, with one of the first shows here for Rainier Avenue Radio. It was called Got Funny. And I did that for, I want to say I did that for almost a year. Then that pandemic happened and tore me up. But I'm just so happy that I was able to be able to do that because it actually put me in the spaces where I'm at today. And we're just sitting here, just waiting for our guest to come in. She said she was going to come in at 12:30. But we're going to just continue to wait. I can also just tell y'all about some great stuff that Vocal has worked on this year. One of the main things that we've always tried to do, uh, one of the main things that we've always tried to do is just prioritize policy change for impacted communities. So we're talking about folks that have been impacted by HIV, folks that have been impacted by incarceration, folks that have been impacted by substance use and the war on drugs. And over the past year, we have been able to create different programs such as CEDU, which is Council Expert Advisors on Drug Use, which prioritizes the voices of impacted folks, um, and also pay them and compensate them for their time. So I've never been in this situation where a guest doesn't show up. So y'all gotta bear with me. Y'all gotta bear with me. Breon gonna kill me because I would just break out into song, but I again can't do that. Yeah, I've never. I need some help. I need some help here because I'm trying to navigate this. I had a guest. I don't know where they went, so I'm going to bring somebody on as my guest co-host, and we are going to talk about some things here today. Hopefully, he can come on because he loves me and he appreciates me.
Yeah, I guess I do.
Oh, my guess, I don't know what happened, but they said that the link wasn't working and we just didn't have time to do that, man.
That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, my man.
Oh my gosh, that was a lot. Well, I guess this is a great opportunity to well, you already host a show on Rainier Avenue, don't you?
I do. It's called Fresh Juice.
Oh, okay. And what is Fresh Juice about?
So Fresh Juice is a hip hop and R&B program that we interview artists, we play games, we play music, obviously, and yeah, just we get down with them, we learn about their background, and we try to tell some funny stories, and we do it every Wednesday, 9 p.m.
What's so great? What you do a lot of the stuff in the background, right? In the areas of like producing, making sure directing the segments. Here, what is how is it an outlet for you to be able to do your own show in the space?
Yeah, it's definitely the big draw. Obviously, sitting behind the scenes and producing everybody else's show can get a little monotonous. Hearing people talk all the time, but being able to host your own show, ask your own questions, you know, do your own jokes, if you will. That's really the draw. It's like, how much can I laugh during my show, and all the wonderful moments that happen during it, and be able to share like great music from locally, but also like some stuff that's not under people's radars nationally as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And for people who aren't familiar, what's some of the work that you've done before you started with Rainier Avenue?
Yeah, so things kind of started like way back in the day, man. When I was in college, and wasn't even didn't even have a plan for radio at the time, but was looking for a job, as most people are in college, trying to pay their bills and all that kind of stuff. And the local radio station was hiring. At that point, I had made some music mixes in high school or whatever. Always liked people putting it in. It's like, oh, that's your music that you found. Okay, that's dope, kind of deal. But yeah, so I thought, okay, why don't I give it a shot? They said I had to apply. You had to be an on-air host, and like, okay, we give it a shot. And I didn't even get a job there, but yeah, I went through some training. And they brought me on to a rotation shift. That means like you only get to choose between like 20 different CDs or something of that nature. It's college radio, but whatever. And yeah, just from that first shift, it was like, wow, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, just everything on the live aspect of it, the playing of the music, the being crazy on being on, well, there was no camera back then, but being crazy on the radio kind of deal, just trying voices.
Uninhibited. Radio used to be so uninhibited. You used to not know what you would hear. I loved how uh, I did I did an internship in the 6th grade for Cube.
Oh,
So
what?
shout out to Julie Pilot, but it was so great to see them like have them change the music back in the day. They would change like change the music that they wanted to hear. It wasn't like labels bought time and all that, but
Yeah.
much people had a real big. It wasn't so much of the personality. I mean, it was the personality and it was the music, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly, man. Music is, I mean, the way that radio's done things is so much different. Like when I had that, I don't even call it an internship, but yeah, they just brought on, students onto the air or whatever. And yeah, just we were using CDs. They did have like an automation thing for when people weren't doing shows. But other than that, oh, it looks like your friend is here.
Is she here?
She finally showed up. So I think I'll take a backseat and let you do what you need to do.
Okay. Awesome. I'm so happy to have her here.
All right, let me step out real quick and bring her in.
So let's try this again. So we have an amazing guest that's here with us today. She is my mentor. She's my mentor, and I think that her organization and what she does at this organization is a part of the Community Compass. Welcome, Olivet Foster.
How are you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just don't see you.
I'm having a issue over here. I'm sorry with my camera. I'm working on it as best I can.
Okay. Okay, Olivet. Well, in the meantime, it's just like the voice of God. So, Olivet, can you tell us a little bit about Pocan?
So Pocan has been around since 1987. Pocan started as a agency to do advocacy work for people in the community who were infected with HIV and AIDS. It was started by 2 women, and they were doing outreach and advocacy for those who needed medical assistance, and also people who were affected by drug and alcohol addiction, as well as mental health. And so Pocan has now evolved into a full service agency for the African American community and those other people of color in the community. So we have a youth program for youth 18 to 24 who are at risk and involved in the criminal justice system. And our goal is to help them get back on track and to be successful in their future, either through employment, training, or school.
Okay.
Yeah, we have multiple programs. We have about 13 different programs that we operate with.
That is amazing. Oh, look, you're up there a little bit. I see you a little bit.
We're working on it.
Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Olivet Foster.
I am so sorry about the technical difficulties.
No, it's okay. These things happen. These been a great episode so far. So if you could tell us a little bit more, because I think a lot of the work that a lot of community members have seen, you've been leading the way and giving people access in the areas of HIV. But when we talk about substance use in our community, Pocan has really had a real grassroots lens. Can you tell us about some of the work that y'all have done around harm reduction?
I am a substance use disorder professional. So I do individual counseling. I also do referrals to outpatient, inpatient, and mental health counseling. And so I work with everybody in the community, not just those affected with HIV and AIDS. I'm also a recovering addict myself. And so I also do a support group, and I try to teach relapse prevention skills.
Yeah. Okay. And how important is it for us to make sure that community members, we don't really get to see Black and brown folks I don't see very many Black and brown folks get access to care. Um, how important is Pocan to that work of making sure that people are able to get that access from a
Um,
cultural lens?
well, we have a network of people who look just like us, and so the key thing and the one thing that a lot of people really like to connect to is somebody that looks like them, has experienced some of the same things that they have experienced. So we do have access to cultural appropriate counseling for chemical dependency. I have access to some other fellow SUDPs in the community that are people of color that um, can work with clients.
Yeah, absolutely. And can you tell us about some of the events? Because I think one of the things that's also cool is you also have a medical mobile van, I heard.
Yes, we do have a senior medical mobile van. So basically, what that van does is it goes to the senior centers in the community, and it offers basic health care. We offer blood pressure checks, glucose checks, diabetes checks, foot care, wound care, and just different services to people in the community that may not be able to access their doctors or the clinics in a timely manner. So we go to different locations within the community. We also offer HIV, AIDS testing, STI testing, and we offer PrEP through that mobile van.
Can you tell community members what PrEP is for those
So
who are?
PrEP, so those who don't know, PrEP is the medication that one can take on a daily basis. Either the pill form is daily. They also have injectable, but it prevents you from contracting HIV and AIDS from somebody that who may be infected and you not knowing it. So if you take it on a regular basis, your chances of contracting HIV and AIDS are less than 1%.
Mm, that is really, really, really important. And I mean, can anybody apply to get on PrEP?
Yes, it's for everybody. Anybody that has sex needs to be on PrEP.
Yeah, anybody that has
And
sex.
no, and there is no age limit. There is no color barrier. It's just like HIV and AIDS. It's an equal opportunity protection.
Well, see that is really important. I think that what I've loved about Pocan's work over the years is that y'all been able to give people it's it's the disparity and right. It is that
Hmm.
in housing, right? Um, you know, it's that in housing. It is that in your areas of harm reduction. It is that in maybe your the elder in your family might need some resources to the medical mobile van. And what
Hmm.
resources are you out there giving to elders in our community?
Well, like I said, was the basic health checkups that we do, and we also have a doctor and a nurse available on that van when it goes out, and they're talking with the seniors, so we're able to make sure that they have the resources they need. If they don't have insurance, we can help them get hooked up with insurance. We can sometimes be an advocate between them and their doctor, their primary care doctor, if necessary, just to make sure that they're getting the services that they need.
Absolutely. And as you know, like I work with Vocal Washington, and a lot of our work is working in the areas of policy change with community members that have been impacted by HIV and the war on drugs. What are some of the things, if you had to change a policy for folks to get more access to the care that they need, what are some of the things that you would like community to focus on?
Um, Probably just education, advocacy around being able to advocate for self, not being afraid to ask the questions when you go to the doctor, knowing the places that where you can go. So I'm also a member of the Health Equity Zone Council in collaboration with the health department. And so we are working on initiatives in different ways that community's voice gets heard about what their needs are and how to best provide those needs.
Yeah. So we need to. So some of the focuses that you're saying is just making sure that people get access to
Hmm.
what's going on in their community, and also be able to get get the wraparound treatment that they need. Black people need access, and organizations need more funding. Is what I'm hearing.
Oh, definitely need more funding. I mean, it's a lot of work, and we do what we can with what we have, but we could always have more, and so that we can be able to do more. Our funds are limited, and so we stretch them as far as we can, and you just have to do it. Because if we don't do it for us, then who will?
Yeah, and one of the things that I love so much, and I know it's separate from Spokane, but I know you guys are partnered also with the Pacific Northwest Black Pride. Uh,
Hmm.
Done some really great work with them. Can you tell us a little bit with some of the wellness events that y'all do during the Pride event?
Well, during the Pride event, we make sure that there's always the testing is available for HIV and AIDS and STIs, and that people have access to be able to get on PrEP. We also provide the education around it because, as you say, a lot of people never even heard of PrEP, don't know what it is, and how useful a tool it is to keep one healthy. And so we try to do a lot of education around that. We try to incorporate other agencies, such as we have a wellness center that we usually provide during Pride. And so in that wellness center, you can get massages. You have access to people who can do blood pressure checks, glucose checks, um, just general health checks, and then can also provide, the resources, the referrals, and the advocacy one needs to just make sure that they're healthy. So one of our main focuses all through the weekend, even though we're partying and having fun, is health disparities and giving people the education and the information on how to keep themselves healthy.
Right. I love that. Just continue. I think it's just a constant reminder. I think since people get so laser focused on the Pride and think it's always a party.
Hmm.
Some of our leading organizations, such as the one you are a part of, it's
Hmm.
like, no, we want to also make sure that you're tapping in uh,
Yes.
with your wellness throughout that time. Um,
Hmm.
and I just got some news earlier today. Like, Pocan just made an announcement that you're moving
Ah, yes, we are. We are moving
or
our
expand.
written
I'll say
offices.
expanding.
We're expanding, but we are moving. We are moving to the Federal Way area. And so by the end of this month, the beginning of November, we should be fully housed in our location in Federal Way on 336. I don't know the exact address off the top of my head,
So
but we
Federal
will
Way.
we will make sure to get information out to the community. The Seattle office is still in its present location, so there'll be advertisement and there'll be materials out to announce the new location. And I'm sure
Absolutely.
they'll have a grand opening at some point.
Absolutely. Y'all know y'all always do it big with the openings of locations. I do want to ask you one more question, and it's
Hmm.
how important is it, when we talk about disparities, making sure that you're giving folks access to Federal Way. I love how Pocan's going right to where our folks are at. How
Yes,
important is it
yes. No,
for us
well,
to
you,
get up?
you know, as part of gentrification, we have been moved toward the south end. And oh, I have the address here for the new location in Federal Way. So the
Okay.
address is going to be 1010 South 336th Street in Federal Way.
Hmm. Okay.
Hmm.
We'll put that down.
Okay.
Yeah. So Olivet, before we get out of here, let community know where they can be able to find you. How can community members get access to the resources? We done been into New Hope Baptist Church. We went to different churches to do access. Like Hokan don't play. So,
All right, so the main office is located in the Rainier Valley. We're at 4437 Rainier Avenue South. We are across the street from the Walgreens, right off of Rainier and Genesee. And so that's the Seattle location. Currently, the Renton location is 901 Rainier Avenue North. And it's right across the street from the Renton Airport on the north end. And that location will be open until the end of the month. And then once again, then that location will now newly be housed in Federal Way.
Will newly be housed in Federal Way. Well, big congratulations to Spokane.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for going through the difficulty. I may be doing very many things in community, but I remember walking through those doors of Spokane, and it was you that helped me navigate me, and I wouldn't be in the space where I'm at without your guidance, without calling you every 3 months in a panic about something, and you just telling me to shut my crazy behind up. It is when we talk about community. I know you don't really like doing these type of interviews, but I will give you your flowers and just thank you, because I wouldn't be where I'm at without your friendship and love.
Well, I thank you, and I'm very proud of the position that you are currently in and the places that you are going to, and I'm glad to have been a part of that.
You're right. Oh, shut up, Daniel. Well, in the meantime, everybody, I want to thank everybody for coming out. We will be back next week. The technical difficulties will be fixed. We have someone running for office that'll be with us next week. And again, this is the Vocal Washington Clean Greens Vocal Washington Takeover. We will see you all next week. And until then, peace out.
All right.